Aloha! Please kokua and help us reach new viewers by subscribing to our HUOA YouTube page. Look for the red subscribe button on the bottom right. It's free. Your subscription supports our mission to share Uchinanchu Aloha around the world. Also, don't forget to give our videos a thumbs up. Mahalo and yuta surugutu urige sabira.
The Hawaii United Okinawa Association's virtual Okinawan Festival is made possible thanks to donations from viewers like you. Mahalo and ippe nihei debiru.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Core. Hi, Takara.
Clarice.
How are you?
I am good. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Yuntaku Live, episode 60. 60, right, Grace? Yes. Yes. And I see our regulars are starting to already comment. They know what to do. Hi, Janine.
Yay. Hello, Janine. Woohoo.
Yes, so thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're happy to be back with another episode of Yuntaku Live. We'll start with our normal housekeeping announcements.
Yeah, so again, every 2 weeks we put on the Yuntaku Talk Story with HUA. So don't forget to like and subscribe to our HUA channel. And if you ever are just wanting to see past episodes, then you can always go to the HUA website and to the YouTube channel and get your heart's content of past videos. Yep.
Yeah, I just let it run, when I'm working from home some days and I just want like Okinawan music in the background, watch some dancing and just play some old videos of our 60 Yuntaku episodes, plus all of our virtual festival, lots of good content on our YouTube channel. Also, as you folks know, please comment, let us know where you're coming from, say hi when we bring on our guests, if you have any questions. We want to hear from you folks. We want to know where everyone's tuning in from. If we have anyone besides here in Hawaii, if we have any other friends joining us from all over the world. So don't forget to please comment.
Yes, and also if you are so moved to and can, I guess donate to the to our association, to our organization. We are rebounding after 2 years of coming back from the pandemic. We also have our live in-person festival this year, and so every penny counts. So if you are so moved and do like what you're seeing, then please feel free to donate whenever you can.
Yes, and I'm sure those of you who are joining us have seen our Purple Blast, which was sent out, I believe, yesterday. So that is our email newsletter that goes out to let you folks know of upcoming events. It told you about our Yuntaku Live episode tonight. And we wanted to go over some of those announcements. So later this week, Okinawa is hosting a Okinawa reversion to Japan 50th anniversary commemorative ceremony. So in 1972, U.S. Had the occupation in Okinawa and then the reversion back to Japan. And so they're doing a 50th anniversary. And usually they would do something in person, but due to COVID, Okinawa is going to be doing it online. And so the online programming is available for everyone to tune in. It'll be taking place on May 15th, later this week at 2 p.m. Japan Standard Time, which means here in Hawaii, if you want to catch it, it's going to be on the 14th at 7 p.m. Hawaii time. And it's going to be on the Okinawa Prefecture's official YouTube channel. And we do have the URL information in the Purple Blast. And I believe we have it posted on our HUA.org website as well. So please, if you have time, please check that out later this week.
And more good shopping news is the online marketplace, the HUA online marketplace. We have our summer sale going on for the next 4 days. So again, there you go. Court has her nice HUA swag on. I love those purple golf shirts. They are so comfortable and they are just absolutely beautiful on. And so, yeah, be sure to stop by the online marketplace. Again, 4 days left of the summer sale, and they have a lot of awesome merchandise up, as well as the information collaboration from Christmas time. So yeah, again, be sure to go ahead and grab all of your gear before the sale stops.
Yes, and one more thing to mention is that we just started doing in-person pickup options. So, up until now, you had to choose shipping method if you purchase online, but now you can select a pickup and then you can use our reservation system and come to HOC during their regular business hours to pick up your order and save on shipping. So, if you need a last-minute gift or you want to, pick up some items to take with you if you're going on a trip, now that people are starting to travel again, definitely check that out. And then another upcoming event for HUOA is our senior fair. It's going to be held on June 17th. I believe we're still taking vendor applications. You can see it right there on our website, HUA.org. So yeah, our senior fair is definitely something special, and we're so happy to bring it back in person this year. It's one of the few resources here on the west side. Usually these types of fairs are held to the public in town, but for those of us on the west side, especially caregivers, those with elder parents and grandparents, it's a great place to come and learn about care and health and fitness and wellness. So please join us and mark your calendars for June 17th.
Okay, and of course, in July, on July 24th, we have the Legacy Award Banquet. This is again our first time back live in person at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, the Coral Ballroom. 9 a.m. reception, silent auction, 10 a.m. doors open. And as you can see on the screen, right, we have three awesome, community leaders being honored this year: Dr. Mark Mugiishi, Jane Sarikaku, of course, being posthumously awarded, and then Paul Yonamine. So please definitely get your tickets, or just get a group of you guys, whether it's through through the community or through your club. Make sure to get and reserve a table. And there's going to be some amazing entertainment, food as always, and the company is just always top notch. So.
And then Clarice, you are our president-elect this year, which means you have the honor and I guess pressure of chairing our Okinawan Festival, which is coming back live in person. We're so excited.
We
so
are.
How's it going?
It's back. It's back. We are, if you haven't heard yet, we are moving forward with the Hawaii Convention Center. We're very, very excited to be working with them again this year. Again, through just an amazing team of volunteers on our side, of course, court included. And so be sure to mark your calendars for September 3rd and 4th. That's Labor Day weekend. We're back in full swing. And, of course, again, with 2 years of being dormant and kind of hibernating with all the clubs, we are really, really, really making a push and a plea for anyone out there able-bodied and willing. Please come and volunteer for our festival, whether that's through your club or through any other means. Please contact us if if you would like to help. We will definitely take your help manpower-wise. So please, please, please contact us if you cannot or don't know how to get involved. Then we are happy to give you a place.
You're doing a great job, Clarice. Don't worry. And our Uchinanshu power and that Chimogukuru spirit is just gonna keep coming through. And in the next few months, everything will just start to come together. And before you know it, we'll have an awesome festival. Really looking forward to that. So, without further ado, I'm really excited for tonight's guests and this topic because Clarice, you and I have kind of delved in and learned a little bit about this and are excited to share it with our audience tonight. We're going to be talking about 50 years of our HUA golf tournament history. And with us tonight to talk story is Neal, Takara, and Les Tamashiro. So let's bring them on screen. Hey, guys.
Hey, ladies. Good evening.
Hello. Hi, Les. Hi, Neal.
Hello. Hi, Clarice.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So, okay, let's start with some basic introductions because, I think we have some fans in the house. I did see we threw up a comment from Trixie the Maltese. I don't know how to say that. That's actually Natalie, who's actually Les and I's relative. So, hi, Nat. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Nat.
But let's start with you, Les. What club are you from?
Nakagusku.
Ooh, yes. And how many years have you won the tournament? Can you name them all?
7 times, but I can't remember the years. But the thing is, I won it in 4 decades, so that is kind of proud to say.
Yes, your first one was in 1974, and I think your most recent one was 2007. So yeah, you've spanned quite a number of years. And how briefly before we get into like the deep history, how'd you get involved with the tournament?
Well, I was in the army during the first time I played, and I heard about it from Nathan Turia, who sadly just passed away. He was a high school friend, and he asked me if I was interested in playing, so I entered, and it was at Olomana, and then I got involved with the, with the committee with Mr. Nakama, Larry Nakama, and the rest of the gang. Yeah, that
So
was a long
many
time ago.
years.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And Neal, what about you? What clubs are you from?
Clubs. Yeah, well, Shurinaha, Motobu. My mom is Shurinaha, my dad is Motobu. And my first experience with this tournament was probably back in 1983. I was about 12 years old when I first played this event.
Wow.
You were 12 when you first played
Yeah.
in the tournament? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Okay, so and do you remember what years you won the tournament?
I know I won it 3 times. I can't quite remember the years. I want to say 1998, 2001, and 2009, I think. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Is that
That is
close?
correct.
Okay.
Wow, not bad. That's pretty impressive that you still remember.
Thanks.
No, you're not that old. Jeez. But so Clarice and I had a chance to kind of talk story with these guys a few weeks ago. I don't know if we can get the first photo up before we start going into the history. I just wanted to share this because I think, and Clarice, you can kind of share like your initial like feelings when you met this group of people a few weeks ago.
It was my very first time ever being involved with the golf tournament, and it was so amazing just to walk in and immediately, and I feel like this is common in a lot of the Okinawan events. You're just immediately hit or struck by just the generations of commitment. With Les and Neal and Joey. I know Joey I think he's going to join us later, but it's just amazing to see how all the generations work together, and whether you're related or not, you become a family, you become an ohana, and definitely that spirit is strong here in this group. And yeah, it's just, I mean, just seeing so many past champions all together in one room was just really, really amazing, and that camaraderie is just something else. So that I felt really, really humbled and just so happy to be a part of that gathering. So thank you.
Yeah, so I gotta think. I don't know, Neal, was it you or Joey?
Joy had a lot to do with that, putting that together. I mean, it was kind of a last minute thing, but it was something that we talked about. This being our 50th annual event, obviously we couldn't have it the last couple years. We wanted to do something a little bit special, and although it was, a bit of a last minute, I mean, I was really happy to see some of those who could attend. I mean, in that picture, Lloyd Nakama on the far right, he was the very first champion of this event in 1970. Gentleman on the far left with the hat, Les Uehara. He's a legend again in Hawaii golf annals. He's won this event 6 times. Les was graciously, happy to attend that night. Former champion Sean Sakota, Ron Miyashiro, Les Tamashiro. I mean, the 2 gentlemen sitting on the very front, Bob Tanaka, George Kaneshiro. I mean, those guys were there from the very first event and continue to play to this day. Bob is such a huge supporter of our event. We're just so fortunate for his commitment and his love for this event. It's just a special event. I tell guys, hey, this has been going on for 50 years. This is going to be our 50th year. And not to be biased, but when you look at all the ethnic golf tournaments across the state, the Okinawa Golf Tournament is the only one that is still continuing to this day. We have a strong support system. A lot of people volunteers. I mean, obviously the numbers are not the same as it was back in its heyday, but it's still there where, there's a lot of pride in the Okinawan community that people still want to support these events. So I'm very blessed and fortunate to be a part of this event.
Yeah,
And
and Les, oh, go ahead, Clarice.
what I love was, Les had come in with just these like what we call red wells, right? Of these documents, and it was all the pamphlets, the programs, right, from the very beginning, from like the first tournament. Yes, yeah. And practically like ancient, right? But he had preserved it, and then kept it all so nicely, together, and you just see the progression through all the years. You see all of the different sponsors, and especially the champions, the participants. But what was even cooler was he actually had the layouts of these programs, right? And he had actually hand drawn it. And right now, I mean, today we do these things using all kinds of high-tech digital tools like Adobe and whatever else that you have, and we think that is time consuming. But for Les to actually hand draw and draft out all of these different documents was you could just see all the love and the commitment to this amazing event. So
Les, I think she was saying that you had brought all this ancient stuff, but I don't think that means you're ancient, right? That's not what she meant, right?
Yeah, but the tournament, is very has been very successful because of a lot of people getting together as a team and understanding, the word again, or the phrase "Okage-sama Day." Joy Itagaki, just to remind people how long and how close this group is a third generation in the Kama family. Larry was one of the original guys, and his connection with Olomana and the Okinawan community and golf pretty much set the pace for what we are enjoying today. And then Lloyd Nakama, who was the golf pro at Olomana, is one of the main reasons why we had the golf tournament in the beginning at Olomana. So as you can see, nice seeing Joey taking over the baton and getting involved and more involved with what's going on in our community and the golf tournament. There's other generations that are involved. I have 5 brothers that are always involved with putting up the flags, and I think you may have seen a shot of the Shojinkai flags that we proudly display in the back of the 18th and 9th green and the first tee. That was one of the times that I felt so proud being a member of the Okinawan community when we come up and we see all the flags. And there's a group that comes up at about 5:30 in the morning to set this up. The day before, all the brothers, the Tamashiro boys, put the flags together, and then we store it away for the morning gang to put it up. But it's a tradition that we've been doing since we're talking, I think 1990 was the first year that we put it up, and that was because of the Okinawan festival in Kapiolani Park that I saw it there, and we begged for them to loan it to us, and finally after 2 years of begging, they allowed us to use it. And it's just mind-blowing when you walk up as a golfer, as an Okinawan, looking for your particular flag. We always put mine or our flag in a prominent place because we can.
Well, when you get there that early in the morning, right? No, I mean, these guys are awesome. Even now, Les, Neal, Joey couldn't make it tonight, but those guys, plus a lot of other volunteers, have been coming out for years. And then some of these guys, they not only come out to set up early in the morning, they're playing in the tournament all day for 2 days, and then still coming to Jikoen and helping us set up for the banquet. And it's a whole weekend production, and these guys are also playing 2 full rounds of golf. So I mean, it's a lot of energy, a lot of time commitment. So really, like, it's amazing. So I think what we wanted to do is kind of start from the beginning and kind of work our way into current day. So Les, maybe since you have the most knowledge and experience, maybe we could kind of talk about like the first tournament, and how it started, I guess, at Olomana, right? You were saying.
Yes. Actually, looking at some of the history, the first tournament that was held was at the Pro Country Club, formerly known as the Francis Brown Country Club. Um, and then Mr. Nakama, Larry Nakama, and Fumiya Teruya um, looked at it and says, we can probably do better. The Japanese AJA had a tournament, a 2-day tournament. Actually, AJA had a 3-day tournament, and they started in the 50s, but they pretty much disbanded about 15 years ago, I think. So we're the only ones that are left. And we decided to make it a tournament where we would crown the best Okinawan golfer in Hawaii. And then it just expanded. Maui contingency, Kauai contingency started to come. And then I think the first Okinawan group that came was on our 10th anniversary, with the governor of Okinawa attending also. So it's grown. At one point in the 90s and mid 2000, we had 2 courses, one Olomana and one Poly, because we had so many participants. We had close to 400 players. And at the banquet, Jikoen, we had close to 500 people coming. It was a um, somewhat frightening affair to see that many Okinawans drinking.
It was standing room only. We didn't get there early yet to stand outside.
And we didn't need to ask for volunteers to go on stage to do the kachi and stuff. It was really nice. It was really, really, really nice. And people really look forward to attending. Unfortunately, we've lost several of the key people that started the tournament and the tradition. And again, people like Joey, third generations. We've got a lot of kids and grandkids that are playing from back then. So it'll continue, and it'll continue for another 50 years, maybe even longer.
We actually have a couple of I scanned in some of the pages from that first tournament booklet, and I think there's actually the message from the tournament chair, who was Fumio Teruya, who's Wes Teruya's dad, right? And Wes, even till this day, very supportive of the tournament, and he'll come out. He may not golf in the tournament anymore, but he'll come to the banquet and talk story with all the golfers. So yeah, that's Fumio there. So you can see he had a welcome message to the golfers. And how did it's Les, you were saying that it started as a 1-day golf event, but then developed into a 2-day tournament, right?
Yes. But they also had the President's Day and the Labor Day tournament. But the Memorial Day tournament, because it was a long weekend, became, the highlight of the golf events that we had. There was also the President's Day is on Maui. The Okinawan Club on Maui was at that time very strong also. So they invited the Honolulu people to go over, and that was another beer fest.
It's always a beer fest. That's what brings us together.
Yeah,
That's how you can endure that much golf, right? And
Yeah.
it's fun, right?
Well, it's the camaraderie. I mean, I think the
Camaraderie,
big part about it is it's obviously it's about the competition, but the one takeaway I got from my first experience with this event, I mean, I was very lucky and fortunate that I was able to play with my dad, my uncle, and seeing just all these Okinawan golfers coming together and playing an event. And it was a big thing. Like Les said, over 2 courses, 2 days, 400 plus people. This is before cell phones and fax machines and all this technology. And these guys are unbelievable in how they were able to pull this thing off. And to think, you know, that they were doing this in the mid 80s and to make it that successful, that's what made this event so special. And to me, my hopefully one day is that this event will go on. I mean, my kids now are at an age where they're starting to play junior golf. They're still young yet, 9, 10, 11 years old. But hopefully one day I'll be able to play with them in this event. And that's kind of what makes it special for me. I kind of want to see this thing to continue. I know there's a lot of young generation Okinawans out there. Guys who are playing now, you got young kids. I mean, this is a special thing. It's a big thing. And I hope that we can continue to keep this thing going. That's my big thing.
Yeah, no, I think it's super awesome. And I think what people don't realize is how big this tournament really was in its heyday, right? Like in the 80s, I saw a lot of the old program booklets and the kinds of donations that would come in. So Les, you're mentioning like we had the group from Okinawa come, but even the prizes, right? And then even, I mean, what, there were trips to Okinawa? Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
there were trips, and I shouldn't say this because I still kind of regret it, but we had a door prize, 2 round trip tickets to Okinawa, donated by Japan Airlines. I so happened to have won it, and I
Wow.
forgot I had it, and it expired.
Oh no. So you never
So
quite made it to
I never
Okinawa?
quite, no, not on those tickets, but I did get there.
He
But
traded it in for a couple pigs.
yeah, the nice thing about the sponsorship and the donations, and this is a real important point that I'm going to point out, in that the banquet was a big deal for everyone. A lot of wives came, a lot of kids came, and all that kind of stuff. But what we did was we rotated different catering groups to do
Mm,
the banquet
right.
every year, and the catering companies that we utilized were all Okinawan companies, or Zippy's, Masa's Cafeteria, Ige's, and so we gave back. The tournament gave back as much as we could. We had a lot of promotional material on the programs in the banquet hall. Um, yeah, and we would mention all the sponsors, and we had hundreds of sponsors back in the day, both for prizes and for what we call tea favors. Tea
Mm.
favors is prizes that we give to the golfers that participate before they play. And one year we had 25-pound bags of rice for each player. So
So they have
imagine,
to load it on their cart and
yeah,
then go
and
play
go back.
18.
It was amazing how we pulled that off. But Wayne Miyahira was one of the guys that had to unload the truck as golfers came, and I was glad I was playing. But the support that we got from the sponsors were just incredible. And if they couldn't provide us with product, they would donate money. It was just, the Okinawan community and businesses were just eager to help, and we're proud that they were part of the event. There was newspaper coverage in the sports page back then, not so much anymore, but it was a big deal, and I hope one day it can come back to that.
Yeah, actually, I found in going through your wonderful archives, it was a treasure trove. I found a Hawaii Golf News and Travel uh, newspaper, I guess. And in July 1988, and it had a photo of Tom Nagel, who was one of the past tournament chairs,
Yeah,
with Frank Fosse, who
Fosse,
was
yep,
in a guest flight
yep,
at our tournament.
yep.
So that, I mean, so the cool thing I think about our tournament was that it wasn't just for Okinawans. We invited friends, right? And we had a guest flight. And so it was just very like that camaraderie, and like you guys were talking about, right? Like really getting people to come out. So, even if you had friends that you golfed with that weren't Okinawan, they could still come and have fun that weekend.
Yeah, Frank Fosse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the one of the special things about this event is, we have the overall grand champion, which is what we call the governor's trophy, and the overall low net champion, which is a mayor's trophy. And we've been very fortunate over the last 50 years that the governor's office still provides us with a trophy. Mayor's office still does, because they understand, regardless of who's in office, that it's a very special, important event, and we're just lucky that they continue to support us. And I received word from Mayor Blangiardi's office that they will be supporting us again this year. Unfortunately, Mayor Blangiardi will not be able to attend the dinner. I haven't heard back. I don't know if you guys have heard back, Court, from Governor Ige's office, if he's going to be able to attend possibly the dinner. But hopefully, this being our 50th anniversary, he might be able to, at least come down and say hello and say a few words possibly.
Yeah, I think we have some people reaching out to his office to see whether or not he'll be able to make it, especially because he is Uchnanchu, right? So even more special if he can come down and join us for this great celebration. So hopefully that'll work out.
So speaking of anniversaries, so we wanted to touch a little bit on the 20th anniversary, and so we do have. Oh wait, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. The program, the commemorative edition for the 20th annual Hawaii Okinawan Invitational Golf Tournament. And so we wanted to ask you guys a little bit about that. And what I do also love before we get into that is if you go to the second page, right, then you have this Jimmy's Delicatessen and Supermarket, this advertisement. And I just love, just how like vintage it is, right? Like lemon puffs and super cookies. And I just, there's just something so nostalgic about it. I didn't know those existed till now, but it just kind of, brings you back to this very like nostalgic and naive kind of way of like, why don't we call those things anymore? But anyway, I digress. So going back to the 20th anniversary, Les and Neal, if you guys could, so I guess at the time it was Tom Nago was the tournament chair, and I think you guys had started to touch on that. Wayne Miyahira, again, Lynn's dad was the HUOA president. Was there anything, in particular that you guys, remember about that tournament? Anything special that you wanted to share in terms of memories regarding that tournament?
Well, since you brought that up about Jimmy's and the advertising, Clarice, my one big takeaway that I remember playing as a very young kid was, I don't know if it was multiple events or at least one event. Every participant, we got a white polo shirt from Jimmy's. He provided every single participant a polo shirt. He was a huge supporter of this event. And to take it a step further, we have now what we call an Inamine Cup, named specifically for Jimmy Inamine, who was a huge sponsor of this event. And what that Inamine Cup is every year, it's the top four? Top four net scores from the Sojin Kai is the winner of the Inamine Cup. I still think it's rigged because there's probably a lot more Nakagusu guys playing this event, so they have a bigger pool to choose from. I say we need to audit some of the scores.
I will, on the record, say that Hawaii Shirinaha Club did win. Ed Kuba did accept the trophy back in 2011. Okay. There were a number of years that Haneji Club won, thanks to people like Jacob Pritchard, who is golfing for them. So while Nakagusu might have its name on the trophy many, many times, we're not the only team. Okay. I will put that out there.
All right, what? Okay.
Well, in our defense, we try not to win. We try not to win because it's kind of embarrassing going up there every year, trying to say thank you to everyone else for not trying as hard as we do. But the nice thing about that, and it came about where Larry Nakama again was the brainchild of this Indie Mini Cup. Jimmy wanted to donate something more than just shirts and advertisements, so he donated money. So Larry came up with the idea of buying a perpetual trophy and starting this Shojingai competition. And at that particular time, their Shojikai was very strong. They had Lloyd, they had Larry, but their Shojikai, I think, won the first couple, maybe the first three out of the first five, and we kind of got together as a family and said, well, we're gonna have to take that cup. So it became very competitive with the different families, but in a very, very nice way. And as Neil said, we normally field the most golfers from our family only because we have a big family. But that cup is very important in that there's some connection with your Shojin Kai. In fact, a lot of the guys that would put in their application, some of them didn't even know what Shojin Kai they belonged to, so they had to ask. So that was a good step in the right direction as far as learning about more heritage and where they're from and about their family. So the tournament again not only gives people experience to play golf competitively, but get to meet and learn about the culture and about our heritage. I never knew what Okage Samade was until I started working on the committee with the older folks, and it's just a wonderful experience. And those of you out there, if you can join us this year, special year, please do so. And I think you won't have any regrets, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. And bring your friends too. It's awesome.
So another page, I mean, there are a lot of awesome pages in the booklet. I couldn't upload all of them because we'd be here all night. But one of the pages was they started to put in the winners of the from the past champions. So the first page of that, I think I scanned in, shows the very first winner, who was Lloyd Nakama. And then if you look, the number fourth person on the bottom, that's actually
I
less.
haven't changed.
You haven't aged at all, not at all. You look exactly the same.
Yes.
Yeah, but so actually what they did was they collected all these photos of the past champions for the 20th anniversary and put it together in this book. And it actually has like mini bios of each of these players. And so that, the committee worked really hard putting together even just the booklet. This doesn't even include the tournament and putting together the teams and the tee times, like all of that work, but just the booklet itself. And then I even found I know we had showed the Jimmy's ad earlier, a fax that Tom got from Seiichiro Inamine, which is Jimmy's son. He faxed from Okinawa saying, "Yes, I will donate money for to help support the 20th tournament," and that's what the ad was for. And so I was like, oh, this is an actual fax. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. So I made sure I scanned it because I didn't want it to, how it starts to fade, right? So all this wonderful archives that we're trying to now scan and save. So on that note, any of our viewers watching, if you folks participated in any of the past tournaments, or like your parents or grandparents were golfers in our tournaments, and you find treasures of photos or old program booklets for the tournaments, please let us know at HUOA, because we'd love to like scan all of that and help digitize it and archive it so that 50 years from now, when they're talking about the 100th annual invitational, right, we can go back and look at all this great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is definitely a good call to action, right? And because we definitely, especially with this year, do want to encourage everyone to come out for all of our various events, and especially to this golf tournament, which has such a legacy. So, yeah.
And then I have a couple other photos. So then what I started to do in more recent years is pull photos. I don't know why you golfers must not like taking photos during the tournament, because I have barely anything on the course, but we have a lot of stuff at the awards banquets over the years. So there's a photo from 2002. And we did a special, I don't know if you guys remember this, at the 32nd tournament. There was a special recognition for Larry Nakama.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
So that was Joy's grandpa?
There's-
Is
Grandpa.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so for his many years of dedication to the tournament, and then also, you know, in conjunction with that, like Neal was talking about, right? We have like the bowl and the trophies. All of those get awarded at all the different banquets. And then there's a photo in 2005. So I know these are hard to see because we took these from like past Uchinanchi newsletters. But in 2005, former HUA president Gladys Tokunaga Asao won the women's flight.
Right. Yeah.
And I think Uncle Les, your brother Kent won the overall championship
and
that
it's in
year.
with Wesley.
Yeah. And so yeah, Wes gave him the trophy that year. But you know, we have tons of HUA past presidents that golf in this tournament as well. Like John still golfs, David Arakawa, Fortunen. I mean, so many of them. And then if they're not golfing, we have a lot of them come out to help, and they're at the first tee hanging out to welcome the golfers. Guys like Norm and Vince. So you know, it's really over the years, right? It's been awesome to see. And then I did have a 2009 photo, and that one was that was the last year you won, Neal.
That was a long time ago.
But the reason, I mean, yes, you won that year, but actually, and I know I wish, I'm hoping we can find the original photo, but the last photo on the very bottom, it's actually a photo of I think you folks with Wes and Joey, like actually on the course,
Yeah.
which we hardly get photos of you guys on the course because you guys are actually busy golfing. But yeah, so you know, over the years we've inserted a lot of these photos into our newsletters to share with our readers, not only the results, but you know, so that we can capture some of these memories. And then I think we have some photos of more recent years. So that was the flag setup you guys were talking about. So we really have to say thank you to our volunteers and the Tamashiro brothers. They put up all the stakes like from Friday at Pali.
Must be a Nakagusu flag.
And so this I put in this picture because I thought this was really special. So this is the Kaneshiro family. So you have George, who he played in the very first tournament. He's played in almost every single tournament.
Every single one except one.
Yeah.
So 48 out of the first 49 events. So George is a staple of this event and a very big supporter of this event.
Yes. And then there he is. And for those of you who know the Kaneshiro family, they are all siblings. So Sandy Yanagi, Frances Kaneshiro, and Ethel Kawahara, the sisters, George's sisters, all help at the tournament, helping collect all the scorecards as the golfers come in on the weekend. And so they've been for the past, I don't know, maybe like 10 years now, helping at the tournament every year. But it's really this family affair, right? That's what you folks, you know, we're talking about. And so that's why I love this picture of them, because I think it's so cute.
Joe
and yes. So this is what you're talking about, right? Les, the tea gifts.
Yeah, that's Bob Tanaka's Rotor towel. He gives every year, and every year it's different colors. So I mean, there's quite a few golfers that have every one of them still.
That's so 49 towels.
No.
Oh no,
he
started
a
later.
Yeah,
that's right.
He also donates golf bags for closest to the hole.
Yeah. And then, you know, I want to thank, so I don't think we mentioned, but Neal and Les, well, Les, you retired, but Neal, you still work for, as a Titleist rep for Acushnet, right?
Yes.
And you guys have also been very generous by donating. Usually the golfers will get golf balls, on one of the days, and Joey works there too now, right? So you guys are all connected.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, thankfully, thanks to your support and your company's support, we're able to get some awesome gifts for our golfers and prizes. So thank you guys for that generosity.
Absolutely. It's automatic with this event. Automatic.
Oh, okay. So this is a more recent photo of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when was this?
That's long ago.
I want to say this was probably like around 2017-ish.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous with all the flags in the background.
In the background, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And so that's so with Neal and Les, you have Nick Matsushima, who was the most recent, the 2019, our last tournament
Yeah.
champion. And then on the end, I think most of you will recognize Sean Saraoka. He is still he's gonna get his name on that trophy.
Yeah, he will one
He
day.
will.
Yeah.
He will. He will. He's striving. He'll get there. He'll get there.
Yeah, but
If not, Ian might get it. Before
oh,
Sean.
maybe. Well, so that's the cool thing, right? Sean is now officially a part of our golf committee, because like Neal, he wants to see his kids grow up and be able to play in the tournament with him, because Sean and his dad Hurdy play in the tournament together, which is cool, right? That you have generations of golfers playing in a tournament together. I don't know that there's many tournaments like that.
How many Shojin Kais do we have?
So we have 50 member clubs at HUOA right now.
Mhm.
They're Sonjinkais, Shijinkais, and Chojinkais, so like town, cities, villages. And then we also have like specialty clubs, like groups like Hui Makaala and
Right.
HUOA Lima, that they're not necessarily tied to a specific geographical location in
Right.
Okinawa, but currently HUA has 50 member
Oh,
clubs.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come out and join us. Even these guys came out to join us.
Yep.
They were part of last year's banquet.
Yeah, that was appetizers on Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this is the joy that you get of when you play at Pali. It's a beautiful course when it's not raining, but sometimes you have these wild pigs that run down from the hills, and play has to stop for a little while until they clear the way.
The special show you pork that
But these pigs work hard to maintaining the golf course, keeping the grass low, and they're fed really well.
I don't want to know what you guys are tossing them while you guys are on the course.
This was at where?
Polly.
That's at Pali. So this is when we I think
see,
Joy
I
was
see,
doing the
okay.
scores, getting ready to clean up. You have the closest to the hole pins.
Right.
Yeah, some of our volunteers, they work really hard, and we're really thankful for everyone that comes out, not only to golf, but also all the volunteers that help make the 2-day tournament happen and our golf banquet happen. So thank you to all our past committee members, our current committee members, all those that have been involved.
Yeah, I mean, without them, I mean, this tournament would not be a success. I mean, we're thankful we got great people. In that picture, I see Les, I see Stephanie, Vince, Court, Norman, Joey,
Joey.
Terry.
Terry.
Yes.
Sorry, Terry, if you're watching. I know that's you. I couldn't put a name to the face, but no, even your husband Darren, you guys are just awesome. Setting up the banquet halls, Bonnie and everybody there. You guys are fantastic. So thank you again for all that you guys do and keeping this tournament going.
Biggest thank you I want to throw out is to the golfers. Without the golfers, no matter how much we work to get things done, without you folks, we wouldn't have a tournament. So to keep the tournament going for the next 50 years, play golf, enjoy it, and come out and help us keep this thing going. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think one of another big takeaway, talk about, what we get out of this, what I get out of this event is, we don't get to see a lot of these people often.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the good things is, when we have this event, it's a great time for people to just catch up, touch bases, find out how they're doing. And just, again, it's the camaraderie of the event. There's a lot of pride in the Okinawan community, and, just being able to connect with people, meet new people, but also seeing old friends. It's just such a wonderful event that, I just hope we can keep this thing going. I mean, we're on the right path. We just need to get the younger guys out there, because some of us older guys, we're not going to be able to play forever. We need some. You got like 20 or 25 years on me. 20 years.
But he has four champions
I'll
on
let
you.
the audience
Four
decide.
championships on you, Neil. You
Well,
gotta
it's
catch
because
up.
he's 20 years older than me. Yeah, I got 20 years to win 4 more times.
And 50 years wiser.
But no, I mean, but in all honesty, I mean, it's a great event. I mean, if it wasn't for this event, I would have met the Tamashiro brothers, who are like, an extended family of mine. Les has been so good to me over the years. All his brothers, just so many wonderful people I met through this event.
Okay. Well, same to Neal. Neal was my caddy when he was 10 years old, I think. 10.
Oh, you were still working for Spalding
Yeah,
at
so
that
10
time.
years old.
Yeah, no, that was the State Open.
The State Open. State Open.
Yeah.
I was playing the State Open, and they had junior golfers caddying. So I saw this guy who was on the side crying because nobody picked him. And he became a good caddy, actually.
He paid me 25 cents to carry his bag for 18 holes.
What could you get with 25 cents back then, Neil?
Oh, a lot.
I could like buy a stick of gum probably back in 1980.
A lot, 25 cents. But yeah, join us, please, and be part of history.
So I think we mentioned like before days, Maui used to have a tournament. Even Kauai had a tournament for a while, and I think everyone used to kind of go island hopping, and I'd love to see that kind of get resurrected even on our neighbor islands, so that we can have teams go back and forth between the different islands and play at the different courses, and kind of extend the camaraderie not just to the people on Oahu, right? So to our neighbor island clubs and friends that are watching, if you guys are thinking about starting up your tournaments again, we'd love to hear from you guys, and so that we can coordinate on our end and schedule everything and get the word out, to all of our HUA members. Because I think it was super awesome when I last night I was just diving into like all this stuff, all the history, and I thought it was just so cool. And then something I think we didn't really get into though, but Les, if you want to talk a little bit about it, the importance of the tournament when it first started was because this was a very this wasn't, I mean, of course the purpose was to have fun and promote fellowship, right? But you guys would actually select some of the top Okinawan golfers to go then compete in like an international tournament, right?
International Goodwill Tournament. It was a tournament where most of the other ethnic groups had their own tournaments to determine who would qualify to play in the International Goodwill Tournament. It was a 36-hole tournament, Friday, Saturday, and it was you pick the 5 best players from each ethnic group, and every day you pick the 4 best scores. And we had a real good team. And the last time we had the International Goodwill played, I think it was in '89. Both men and women Okinawan teams were champions, and that was a real big deal. You walk around with a, proud as you can be, because the rest of the ethnic groups, they look forward to kind of beating you the following year. But because it was the last tournament in 1989, it hasn't been played since. We still are the current champions.
Oh, we've been the reigning
Yes.
champions for
Yeah.
many years now. Okay, got it.
But it was a big deal because that tournament also in the state was known for having the best golfers in the amateur ranks
Mhm.
because they were, each group picked the best players, and each of the players were the top amateurs in the state. So it was very competitive, and that was a good tournament to again be proud of winning. And that year when we won, I think it was the first time I realized how proud the Okinawan community was, because they threw a special dinner for us at the Wisteria,
Oh wow.
the Asatos, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah, Wisteria
if
Asatos.
which family.
Had to
Yeah,
have been open bar too then at night.
and oh yeah, it was.
Isn't that
it was
all
a
Okinawan
great, It was
parties?
a great dinner. They gave us a clock radio, all the players, and I went like, wow, this is like crazy fantastic. I mean, it was awesome. I still have the trophy actually. But just for the Okinawan group to be so proud to throw us a dinner, and to recognize us was amazing. It was really really amazing. Yeah, lucky you're an Okinawan out there.
Well, I think even like, Okinawa, even today, there's a golf is still a huge thing. And in before COVID, they would send some of their, up and coming golfers to come visit Hawaii and play in various tournaments here. And then, they would call on us to say, hey, we want to, we're going to be in town. We want to come visit because we heard there's a huge Okinawan community here. So I think there's definitely great pride in,
I'm in.
connection between golf and Okinawa and Hawaii. And I think this tournament has really helped to foster that friendship, across the seas for many years. And even though we don't necessarily get golfers from Okinawa today, I think just the pride, like you said, right, that you're playing with your fellow Uchinanchu and representing your roots and your culture, and whether you're playing for the Inamine Cup, um, or to get your name on the tournament trophy. There's a lot of pride there, and 50 years of it. That's just so amazing. So this year's tournament, right, is coming up in a few weeks, which is why we wanted to bring you guys on. Memorial Day weekend, and registration is still open. You can find the form on HUA.org. It's on our homepage. So go check that out. You can click the link there. Yep, right there. Um, and it's a 2-day tournament still, right?
Mhm.
Neal, can you, like, I know some people tell us, oh, 2 days, how am I going to play golf 2 days? But it's kind of cool, right, to have a two-day tournament.
I mean, it is. I mean, when you look at it, it's 2 days. Yes, stroke play with handicap. I know sometimes people get intimidated. Some people say it's too much for you. Riding a cart, you're not walking. You're riding a cart. It's 2 days. But more than anything else, yes, it's about competition. But it's for me, it's about the fellowship and the camaraderie, about just being there and just having fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about goodwill. It's about fellowship. It's about camaraderie. If you play well, great. If you don't, that's okay. That's my take on the event. You know, it's just good to get all the fellow Uchinan choose together. And also, we have a big following in the guest flight. We have a lot of friends out there, non-Uchinanchu people that just thoroughly enjoy playing in this event, that support us as well too. So Uchinanchu, non-Uchinanchu, hey, you know, Memorial Day weekend, they're always circled that on the calendar.
Yes, and for those of you who are super seniors, which is 75 and over, which we
Even
know
less.
for Okinawans, that's still really, really young. We do have the option to do a 1-day play. So if you are 75 and over, you can choose to do 1-day play as a super senior, which means you'll just come and play at the tournament on Sunday. But just because you are 75 and over, you can still opt to play the 2-day tournament in one of the regular flights.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what Les Tamashiro does.
Did you just allude to his age, Neal?
No, yeah, I mean, if he's jealous, he's jealous. Yeah, I mean, what can I say?
No, it's pretty awesome though. I will say, the last tournament that we had in 2019, I remember our super seniors coming out. One of them who always comes out is Paul Uehara.
Yep.
And I mean, he's like what, in his 90s, but he gets his friends together. They're all yelling at each other because they can't hear, trying to figure out who got the time wrong because they were supposed to be at the course, at whatever time they said they were gonna meet. But it's so good fun to see that kind of camaraderie with these guys. And some of them, right, like we only see folks like Paul once a year at this tournament, and that's when we get to talk story and catch up with them. So the golfing aside, even for us as like volunteers who come out and help with the tournament, it's just so nice to see everybody. So like Neal and Les said, please join us. Please register. Come out. Bring your friends. Uchinanchu, non-Uchinanchu. Especially our clubs. Get a team together so you guys can vie for that Inamine Cup. And then also join us for the awards banquet at Jikoen on Sunday evening. Friends and family are invited. You can buy extra tickets. So all of that information is on the registration form. So please check that out and register this week because the tournament is just a few weeks away, and we will see you guys at Pully. So guys, anything else? Any final words?
No.
This is the quietest I've seen
No,
you guys.
just thank you again for having us on, and you know, being able to thank all the previous tournament committee members and the golfers and everything else. And we appreciate what you folks are doing. And Clarice, good luck in your uh, challenges from here on. I'm sure you're going to do well. Courtney, thank you for doing a lot that you do for everyone. And you know, it's just great to see young people taking the baton and carrying on. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Clarice, thank you for joining. I know, we kind of like told you, oh, come learn about the golf tournament. Oh, come host the show.
It was my honor. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you to all of you, Les, Neal, Court, for everything that you guys have done through all of these years. And yeah, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I'm just so happy to reconnect with Les again. So thank you.
Yeah.
And Clarice, we're going to see you at the first tee, right? At the tournament.
I will be there bright and early. Yes.
Yes, so all you golfers, you can meet Clarice. I think our current president, DJ, will also be there welcoming you folks when you guys come to the tournament. So look forward to that. And just don't forget to like, subscribe, donate, and check out our website for updates. Yes, thank you, John. The 50th tournament, annual golf tournament will be Memorial Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday, May 28th and 29th at Pali Golf Course. You can call HUOA, go to the website. I mean, if you guys know these guys over here, Les and Neal, just call them, text them, and they'll get you set up. But yeah, we want to thank all of our viewers for joining us tonight. Episode 60. Gosh, it's every 2 weeks. I can't believe how quickly this is going by. I also want to say thank you to our back house crew, our tech crew. So we had John helping set up, and then DJ's here, and Jacob is back. Thank you, Jacob. Congratulations. He just graduated from UH West Oahu. So now he can spend his Tuesday evenings with us back on Yuntaku Live. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So
Sounds good.
aloha. Thank you.
You.
All right, guys. Thank
Get
you.
home safe.